what's up guys? Today I am going to show you how to get this reverse smoky liner look, and by reverse smoky I mean that the liner is smoked out only on the bottom half. So it gives you a very elongated eye look because the top is very slim and there's a lot of lid space left over, yet it still kind of gives you more of like an edgy vibe. There's some smoke involved. You can pair it with pretty much any lip you want and end up with any type of look you want. So I think it's a very good diverse sort of technique to have in the old tool belt, and it's pretty easy to pull off, which is my favorite type of look to do. So I'm going to show you today how I do that. And we're going to pair it with this beautiful mauve-y nude lip that's a little glossy. So let's zoom in and get started on this look. So to start, as usual, clip back the hair a little bit, looking fabulous and fantastic. And I have also already done my skin and my brows because I want to bore the shit out of you all every fucking time. The lid, I'm going to keep it very simple and almost bare. With a fluffy blending brush, I'm going to run through the entire crease area for a soft transition with the color Soft Peach from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Next, I'm going to define the outer portion of the crease just a little bit. If you already have a very defined crease, you could actually skip this step and do a completely bare lid. I do not. Mine need a little bit of help. To do that, I'm going to grab my Morphe M433 brush, which is also a blending brush, but a little bit more tapered. And I'm going to dip one side of that into Morocco, also from Anastasia Beverly Hills. All of the colors that I'm using today are from the Anastasia Shadow Couture palette, which is no longer available, but they are all available as singles on their website and at Sephora, so I'll link those below. And I'm just going to take that warm brown color and I'm going to place it in my outer half of my crease and blend it toward the center. Then I'm going to pick up the same blending brush I used to apply the transition color, and I'm going to blend those two together. Now for the fun and most important part. To start this reverse smoky, lower half smoky, I don't know what to call it yet, winged liner with a smoky underside. The first thing you want to do is map out the angle of your wing, because when you have the majority of the bulk of this wing on the lower side, if you fuck it up, you're gonna look twice as crazy as you would if you fucked it up on the top side. Do you kind of see what I'm getting at there? So to start with, we are going to, with one simple little line, map out the shape that we want the wing to be in. I am going to use my Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper, as per usual. Boom. I just mapped out the shape. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the shape is there and I'm not going to touch it. The worst thing you can do at this point is go back in and make it too big and bring it too low. You want that angle coming right out from the bottom lash line toward the brow. Once you nail it, just leave it. Don't touch it. Trust me, I speak from experience. It's better to just leave it be. One small tip worth noting, if you notice, I'm not going to touch my actual eye with this so I don't fuck up what I already did, but I took the tip and I faced it this way toward the corner of my eye and dragged it out to get a very, very skinny tapered line rather than coming in this way and getting too much product on the outside. You smell me? You see where I'm going with that? Now, because the focus of this is on the lower half of the wing, I am going to start smoking that out before I continue the wing onto the upper lash line. The reason you want to do the bottom part first is because that's where the focus is. So you could use the shape and size of that to judge how much wing you want to add to the top lid. Personally, with this look, I like it to be like a very thin, slinky look on the top that really extends the eye. So I want to make sure that I am not making it really bulky. If I do the top part first, I might make it thicker than I actually need it to be. Then when I add the smoke on the bottom, it's going to be a very bold winged liner rather than a thin, elegant, smoky wing, which is what I'm going for. To get that smoky underneath side, I am going to grab a very small winged liner brush because this is a Sigma E06 winged liner brush. It is a little on the thick side for a winged liner brush, so it still gives you precision, but it also packs on a decent amount of color, which is perfect for what we're doing. And I'm going to pack that with the color Noir, which is basically just a matte black. It just happens to be my favorite matte black. That way, I'm kind of using the brush to already create that tapered shape for me, so I don't have to worry about over applying the shadow toward the tip of the wing and losing the shape of it. Then I'll just use what remains on the brush to kind of go in through the rest of the lower lash line. Now that I have the black laid out pretty much how I want it on the lower lash line, I'm going to start to blend that out just a little bit. I'm actually going to just pick up the same Morphe M433 brush that I used earlier, and I'm not going to add any more product onto it. I'm just gonna use whatever remains to softly blend that and diffuse that, because I do want it to be pretty black under there, but I also don't want it to be super harsh. Next, to add just a little bit more smoke, I'm going to grab the same winged liner brush and I'm going to do another round of black shadow and then another round of blending. I was getting a little bit of fallout from blending the black shadow. I probably should have done this to begin with, but I just put some loose powder underneath my eyes so that I could wipe away the fallout more easily after I'm done blending. Now that it's smoked out to pretty much where I want it to be, it's time to line the upper lash line. So what I'm going to do is go back in like I normally would when applying my winged liner, but I'm going to keep it far thinner than I usually would. So I'm going to connect to that tail, bring it into the upper lash line, and keep that pretty much in one skinny line across the whole top of the lid rather than thickening it out at all. Once I have the shape of that where I want it to be, I'll just go back in with the liner and fill in the gaps. Next, it's time to darken up the waterline and the tight line. I am going to grab Dark Side Waterproof Gel Liner Pencil from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm going to run that through my tight line and my waterline. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to highlight the inner corner, and to do that I am going to grab a pencil brush. This is a Sigma E30 pencil brush, and I like this brush because it is small enough to be precise but still fluffy enough to blend a little bit after you apply the color. I'm going to dip that into the color Pink Champagne, and then I'm going to spritz the brush a little bit with MAC Fix Plus. You could do it with water or any setting spray that you prefer. Then I'm going to pack that color onto the inner corner to highlight. To blend that out, I'm going to use a clean Real Techniques shading brush and just buff right around the edges of where I place the highlight. I don't want to bring it out too far, but I want to make sure that the edges are blended because, you know, everything needs to be blended. And that is pretty much it for the eyes. Simple and with a little bit of impact, just the way I like it. For lips today, I'm going to keep it kind of nude and glossy to kind of balance out any sort of gothy vibes. You could totally pair this with any lip color you want. You could do it with black, you could do it with burgundy, you could do it with a bright pink. Literally anything will go with this, and depending on what you pick, it'll totally determine the vibe of what you've got going on. I'm going to do it the way I did it for the picture that I put on Instagram today, but just know that this will look so fucking sexy with a really nice matte red lip if you were going out at night or something. I'm going to line the lips with a nude-ish color lip pencil. This is the NYX Cosmetics Slim Lip Pencil in Mauve, and as you can see, I like it a lot. It's a stump. I'm just going to line the entire lip with this and also fill it in all the way to the center. for a gloss, I am going to go over top of that with Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Gloss in the color Tara. And that is the finished look. And that is all for this reverse smoky liner look that you can use in many different applications across your makeup lifetime. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe right down there on whichever side it's on, so we can talk about makeup and do tutorials every week. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I am at Msquinnface on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I am all over those things. If you ever want to get in touch with me, if you want to see my daily makeup looks, head over to Instagram. I post every single day. And on Snapchat, we just get to have some fun together, most of the time deliriously in the middle of the night for no reason. So go follow me there. That will all be listed below. Thank you guys very much for watching this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye. Morphe M433 brush and the tight waterline. Okie dokie, okie dokie.